This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social, and I'm delighted to be joined by WBC World flyweight champion Charlie Edwards, and we're down here at the WBC's Adaptive Boxing launch. Charlie, first and foremost, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. It's good to see you down here, and given the exposure this really deserves, it's great, it's unbelievable.
You've just mentioned it, you know, it's great to give this exposure to all these guys who deserve it, but what do you know about the Adaptive Boxing Programme and what the WBC are trying to achieve with it?
Do you know what? It's unbelievable. It's great. The WBC, the way they care for the community, the way they want to see human beings being able to do what they want to do. There should never be a limit on anyone in life. These disabled people, they love it. You can see the smiles and the joys in their faces, and they're not. When they're in here, they've got peace of mind. Their endorphins are pumping around their body. They're loving life. And why should you put a limitation on them and say you can't do this? If this is something they love and they want to do it, I know there's going to be a lot of people out there that ain't going to agree with it. But the WBC has set rules where it's not the hurt game. It's not about trying to knock someone out. If anything, they've flipped the sport on its head and they've made it more about the art of not getting hit the defensive. That's how they're going to score winners and stuff like that. So it's very good to see. For me, watching that was very entertaining and something that I really do agree with, and I really like to see. Depression and mental health is a massive thing in this day and age, and due to certain injuries these guys have suffered, that could be work-related during work. They could have been born like it. And if they really want to go in there and they want to enjoy and put in hard work and dedication into art and boxing first and foremost, if you want to go in there and do boxing, who says they shouldn't be allowed to do that? They should. They should be allowed to do anything. We're all human beings. We're all on this earth in whatever shape of walk or life that we have to be, the cards we've been dealt with. If you want to do it, you should be able to, and I'm so buzzing and so grateful to be even invited down here to witness this and be able to show my support to something that's so great that the WBC have done.
When I came down today, I didn't know what to expect in terms of how they was going to launch the programme. And then when you talk to everybody and their different stories, for example, Aaron used to be a footballer for Fulham. He was in a car crash when he was younger, and then he spent years not really doing anything, and then got involved in boxing. Elliot used to do motocross, and now he's obviously can't do that, but now he's developed something which allows him to get back into it. Everyone's got some form of different story and different way that they've had their injuries. Even if their injuries are similar, everybody's story is different. What have you made of speaking to everybody individually and just seeing how they've still managed to find a way to motivate themselves to find a new passion in their life?
It's inspirational. It really is. And mate, I look up to them. It's incredible. The positivity, the energy that is bouncing around this room, the stories that you're hearing from them, if anything, it just gives me more motivation. I feel so lucky and grateful and blessed to be able to do what I'm doing, and to listen to what they're saying. They're actually like I can't say the word. They're so energized. They're so positive, and they've been dealt some really rubbish cards in life, and they're still full of energy. They're still laughing, smiling, and excited about what's to come, and that's all to the WBC. And if everyone was turning around and saying, no, that's it, no, we don't want this to happen, you would see them, they would be sad. But it's so good to see, and I am going to really, really support this and help get this out there as much as I can. And I look forward to seeing the shows they put on, and I will be coming down and supporting them and showing them support. They're great people, they're role models, and they're inspirational, very inspirational.
You've mentioned your relationship with the WBC. I know WBC think highly of you. What's that been like, the backing that they've given you, and how much they want you to be involved with these sort of initiatives and these programmes that they're launching?
Well, I feel so grateful that they want me to be a part. I understand a lot of it with my mum and everything that went on with my mum, and they've seen my story, and this is, like I said, it's just unbelievable. It's speechless, really. Like, being here watching this, and feeling that energy and that buzz that everyone's the same in this day and age. Doesn't matter what disabilities you have, whether you can walk, whether you've got a problem with your hand or anything. We're all human beings. We're all spiritual beings for one, and we shouldn't be held back in any which way. And the WBC, what they have done, I take my hat off. Like, for me, they've supported me. They've made my mum. They've given my mum that uplifting and made her feel very special. And anything I can do for the WBC moving forward and the support I'm going to give them, they've shown me it in unfolds. They've shown me love, and they've really taken me back with how they've treated my mum. So seeing what they're doing now, moving forward, it's so great. It's so great.
Is that sort of an extra initiative for you to be involved with, because you've seen how great they've been with yourself and with your mother and the story that you've got there?
It's something I agree on. It's not just because of that, it's something I really agree on. Like, I'm one of them people who don't put limitations on myself in any which shape or form in life, and no one should. And the fact that these guys are out here wanting to get involved, wanting to really lead this new sport that is going to be out there is great. And they're making awareness for it. They're working hard, putting in the effort, and it's giving everyone, it's making them happier. It's pumping the endorphins around their body. So I'm a big supporter in this. So I'm all about how good your mental well-being is, and this helps with their mental well-being, and it's great to see.
Now, I know you're in a bit of a rush and you got training, which means that you're getting back into camp now. Any news in terms of an update for us as when you expect to be back out?
I'm expecting to be out in July. The date is not actually confirmed yet. I'm not sure what we've got in store. I'm leaving that to my management team, MTK Global, and Eddie Hearn are coming up with the goods. It could well be my mandatory fight, it could well be the Rosales rematch, it could well be a unification. I don't know what's out there. I've got the easy job now. I've just got to train and just turn up on the night. So I'm looking forward to hearing back from everyone in the next week or so. But yeah, it's looking like it's going to be in July.
Off the top of my head, only the Dillian White fight's been announced for July. Trying to think of anything else and I can't in a minute. Is that the card which you guys have discussed, or is it going to be a separate card?
It's definitely a date out there, definitely a date I would love to be on. I love fighting on the Dillian White bills. It always brings a great crowd, and it's a pay-per-view card as well, which is always good for my profile. And it'll be either that or maybe I might headline again. That's what the talks are, so it's just waiting and seeing what happens.
You mentioned you're leaving your opponent to your team, yeah. Where does your head tell you that the next fight's going to be in terms of your opponent? Do you think a unification fight is likely? I know it's something that you're very keen on at this stage of your career.
I think it is likely. Obviously, Mifle Maruti, he's got a fight in May, so yeah, that's his voluntary. So it's all waiting on that, really, if it is going to be the IBF. But you know how boxing is. Things can get made in beforehand. Or if not, it'll be the Rosales. We're waiting to see if he wants it or not. If he wants it, I'm happy to do it all again. And this time, I believe I beat him better. And I'll go through the gears this time. And if it is my mandatory, so be it. Like I said, I'm here now. I'm ready to fight anyone. If it is any of the other champions, if it's a WBA champion, WBO champion, I'm ready. I want to unify. And it's just going to be another good step on the journey. So whatever gets put in front of me, I know it's what needs to be for me to go to my higher self. So I'm looking forward to it.
Now, another name that's been mentioned is Yafai. He keeps getting bandied about with yourself. It seems to be a fight which Ed is keen on. I've spoken to Cal. He doesn't necessarily see the value in it. What's your take on it? Is that a fight which you take now, or is it something down the line because you've got a world title level below, the weight class below?
I don't know how I don't offer him nothing now. I'm a world champion, he's a world champion. So be it, I'm a flyweight, he's a super flyweight. But I guarantee people know my name more than they know his name now. So I do offer him something. I offered him something all the way through. I offered him his career biggest payday even back then. And he made a mistake not taking it back then, because it would have been a lot harder fight back then. I believe I've gone from level to level. And it will happen when it happens. I think it's a fight that's got to happen for both our careers, both our legacies. Or if it doesn't, the one who doesn't want the fight, you're really you're besmirching your own career, really. We're two British fighters, two British world champions. Who don't love a British world champion dust-up? And it's a fight that will happen maybe even in the back end of the year. My visions are to unify in July, and then the back end of the year move up and become a two-weight world champion. So that's what I'm looking for, and whether that unfolds or not, or if it's a bit longer, then we just have to wait.
And finally, your brother Sonny fighting on Saturday night on the Daniel Dubois Richard Larty undercard. How's he been looking in camp?
Yeah, he's been looking great. He's been firing on all cylinders. His injury is not a problem. He's back. He's done his rehab programs. He's probably stronger than ever. He's moving even better in the ring. Like, he's a magical mover, put it that way. Like, he does things that only the top of the top fighters, like the Rigondos and Mayweathers, and do without even trying. And he's a special breed of a fighter, and I'm looking forward to him taking his next steps. He's not far off pushing off world titles, I don't think. So it's going to be very interesting over the next few years how me and my brother do change the lighter weight divisions.
The Klitschko's was what I saw you guys are trying to emulate. Is that what you want? Is that where you guys can see for yourselves?
100%. We're two brothers. The Klitschko's are two brothers, and they went on and done unbelievable things in the sport. And we're the lightweights, so if we can rule the roost down the lightweights, we can build our legacy, and that's what we want to do.
Well, Charlie Edwards, I know you want to shoot off now, so thanks for being to Boxing Social as always.
Thank you for having me.